He's Africa's rocket man. NASA engineer Ave Kludze has reached new heights in science, and he's inspiring people in his homeland.
Being born in a remote area or being born in some part of the globe that nobody knows about doesn't stop you from becoming anything in life.
This week on African Voices, space scientist Ave Kludze and his giant leap from Ghana to NASA. When Ave Kludze returns home to Ghana, he tends to get a hero's welcome.
The people of Hohoe are going to welcome me back home after my activities in the United States. And so they are basically waiting for us as we head to town. Initially, I was just going to meet my elders. The whole town seems to be taking joy in my modest accomplishments in life. So they are very eager to celebrate those accomplishments.
It's like a returning, a distinguished son of the soil, returning home, and we are trying to organize a fitting reception for him.
It's the first time Kludze's been home to Ghana in a year. The father of 5 spends most of his time in Washington, D.C., more than 8,000 kilometers away. 43-year-old Kludze is a senior engineer at America's National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the U.S. space agency better known as NASA.
Well, I never dreamed of working for NASA based on my background. I admired what they did, but it never crossed my mind because I was born in a very remote part of the continent, of the planet. So I did not see how a kid like me could work for NASA.
A kid like him, born and raised in rural Ghana. He's been working at NASA for nearly 15 years. In fact, he's one of the premier African scientists in space technology. In 1995, he became the first Ghanaian to pilot an orbiting spacecraft. Kludze flew the Earth Radiation Budget satellite by remote control from a mission control center on the ground.
It was very exciting because for me to be in a control center with my background and being able to communicate, send commands to outer space, that was extremely exciting. Being born in a very small developing town in Ghana and having the opportunity to fly a spacecraft, that was extremely exciting. And I just thank God for the opportunity.
The mission helps scientists answer questions about how the Earth absorbs and releases the sun's energy.
We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia.
In 2003, Kludze was still operating spacecraft when a major disaster occurred.
And Columbia, Houston, we see your tire pressure messages and we did not copy your last.
Roger.
The Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated as it returned to Earth. All 7 crew members on board died. NASA turned to Kludze for solutions to the problem, a crack that caused the disaster. His team proposed an inspection tool, a camera mounted on the shuttle's robotic arm.
The extravehicular camera is intended to help astronauts determine problems on the surface of the shuttle.
Take a second, adjust my cooling. Yeah.
2 years later, crew members of the Space Shuttle Discovery would use the technology in space.
My hats are off to all of the engineers and all of the folks in the shuttle program that have worked so hard on this for so long, trying to solve a very, very difficult problem And to get a clean vehicle or a win, I think is really exciting, and I'm really excited for them. And my hats are off to the whole workforce who worked on this.
Kludze says the Columbia disaster changed the way he approached work. He would place greater emphasis on risk assessment. Not long after, Kludze would help develop another key tool, the Calypso satellite.
We have ignition, and we have...
The Calypso is an environmental satellite, and it's supposed to help us understand our atmosphere better. The goal is to be able to launch a successful spacecraft and be able not only have it up there, but to be able to talk to it from the ground. When I came on board, I was asked to look at the whole requirement structure and see if we have everything that we can trace. Let's say you need this piece here. We have to make sure that we have to ask, why do we need it? Does it have a parent requirement that calls for this? So I have to make sure we have that. And also, in case you decide to change this, you should be able to know the impact on the other parts of the system.
To this day, the Calypso satellite continues to help scientists learn about climate change.
The more we understand our environment, the more we can take care of it. And that's basically what science has done for the agency. And then also we can plan for the future as well.
NASA has awarded Kludze its top honors for such achievements. Even with numerous awards, published works and recognition, Kludze continues to focus on the future.
Well, I'm still trying to be the best engineer I can, and I continue to learn new things. And the astronauts going into the lander. As a NASA engineer, my goal is to contribute in my humble way to NASA's vision to go to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And I'll try to do my best to help the agency in my own way.
From a humble village in Ghana to the pinnacle of space science, Kludze hasn't lost track of who he is.
Actually, where you are born on this planet is only an entry point. That should not limit what you become.
Up next, how an earlier disaster in the U.S. touched Kludze in Ghana.
Officer that the vehicle has exploded.